Very good evening to you. It is the 6th day of May. I trust you're doing fine. My name is Daisy Paul and Lorraine Wamboi is our sign language interpreter, and we welcome you to this program tonight. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has condemned the killing of a fellow countryman, saying serious steps to ensure accountability are being taken by relevant authorities. This follows a series of conflicts and security threats, with the recent one being between farmers and herders in Kitui County that led to the deaths of at least 15 people.
It is barbaric for citizens to kill one another for whatever reason, for people just to wake up and take weapons and go and use those weapons on their own fellow countrymen and women. It is barbaric. It pushes us backwards. And therefore we are taking that very seriously, and already some progress has been made in terms of accountability, but we will not be satisfied until finally we get rid of ourselves. We get rid of this kind of problems from our midst. And I know, as a former security minister, I've been in this part of the country many times. We've had similar incidents. The current one was between residents of Tana River and residents of Kitui. We've had similar incidents between residents of Kitui and the recent one was Garissa, Kitui, but we have also had incidents between Tana River and Kitui and many other parts of our country that still have a tenuous security environment, which we must firm up and make sure that our country is safe, it is secure, it gives dignity to people, and when they wake up in the morning, they don't expect that another citizen will come from nowhere with a gun, with a knife, and end their life in a brutal manner. So I want to assure the people of Kitui, we will make sure you're safe. The government has directed all those who are responsible to make sure that this should not be treated as just an incident, but it should be seen as a window to firm our hand as government, not for Kitui County alone, but for the rest of the country. And nobody, as I have said, has a right to infringe on the right of others simply because they are pursuing their rights.
The National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has closed down Shreji Chemicals Limited in Mlolongo following an impromptu crackdown on industries discharging effluents into the Nairobi River system. 3 proprietors of the company were arrested after officers found the facility releasing untreated chemical waste and industrial effluents into the environment.
So any facility, number 1, operating without a functional effluent treatment plant or with a system that does not meet discharge standards will not be allowed to continue operations. We will be closing those sites. Secondly, we will also take firm action against facilities engaging in the open burning of waste, a practice prohibited under Air Quality Regulations 2024 and associated with harmful emissions such as furans and dioxins that are considered carcinogenic to the people of Kenya. Thirdly, it is equally unacceptable or a failure if we are unable to segregate waste at source. And we are saying that these companies should adhere to the Sustainable Waste Management Act 2022 and the global best practices in waste management. Without proper segregation, recyclable materials are lost, hazardous waste is mishandled, and the entire waste management chain becomes ineffective. For too long, our rivers have borne the cost of industrial negligence and systemic failure. Today we move far from acknowledgement to enforcement. I have directed the NEMA, that is National Environment Management Authority, to undertake immediate, coordinated and comprehensive inspections of all facilities discharging waste into our rivers and their tributaries. These inspections will be rigorous, transparent, and uncompromising. And every month, I have dedicated my time to work together with them as we go around inspecting anyone who's discharging effluent into our urban rivers.
Facility, as Waziri has directed, is now officially closed because in our routine inspection, this is one of the facility that has been identified as non-compliant. And to make the matter worse, they blocked our environmental inspectors, which is an environmental offense under the Environmental Management and Coordination Act. So we have given explicit direction that today this facility ceases all operations, and our officers will ensure that we arrest and prosecute the managers of this facility.
Clinical officers in Bungoma County have ended their strike after signing a new agreement with the Bungoma County government. And speaking after signing the agreement led by Deputy National Secretary of Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, Austin Odwor, the clinical officers have asked the government to fulfill the agreement they have made.
Moving forward, we have agreed with the employer that we shall always have this conversation on the table. That this is the only way we shall ensure that the citizens of Bungoma have a right to the highest attainable standard of health. Otherwise, without doing that, it will remain a mirage. And so, I officially announced that the 13-day strike that has been ongoing has come to an end today, and moving forward, I instruct our members within the next 24 to 48 hours, they should report to their respective places of work and discharge their duties as per their level of training. We understand majority of them may travel somewhere. We make sure that we give them time to rush back and continue serving the great people of this county.
It's just my humble plea that we don't want to come back here. Last time we were in the streets, but today we are on the boardroom. We having reached an agreement. We will try as much as possible so that we ensure that this return to work formula is implemented to the latter, of course through dialogue, and also we will keep on meeting and agreeing. But I don't think if this return to work formula is something that, if the government has already committed and we've done the agreement here, we just ask our members to go back to work, as will be directed by the branch secretary, who will issue a communication at what time members should go back to work. And it is good that no member will be victimized for having participated in this industrial action. These are part of the late Single Labor Relations Act.
We want to appreciate the union leadership, representative from the national level and the county levels, having deliberated on this matter of return to work formula. I think for us as a CEC, it's about service delivery. Any day, any hour that is lost may create a life, put life into a balance. And having agreed to this level, it means we are towards saving a life. Clinical officers are very critical in our service delivery and also healthcare system. And we don't take for granted anything that is raised on that matter. And that's why we took long hours yesterday just to ensure that we agree on what we need to work with.
The issue of SRC circulars on increments, and we have met a pledge that provision will be met in the next financial year, that the areas which are pending we are going to see that they are paid. Also, we have agreed to implement the guidelines for the clinical officers, and therefore, once it is adopted and the normal procedure, we are going to implement it fully.
Members of Senator Okiya Omtata's Presidential Exploratory Committee have begun collecting public views across the country on whether the Busia senator should contest for presidency in the 2027 general election. The committee said the consultations are a part of a nationwide listening tour launched in November 2024 to gather the opinions of Kenyans in all 47 counties before any formal political decision is made.
Hii mnaona hapa ni kamati ya Presidential Exploratory Committee ya Senator Okiya Omtata iliyoundwa 2024 pale November. Tulipatiwa jukumu la kuzunguka kaunti 47 na leo tuko kaunti ya Uasin Gishu, Eldoret ambayo ndio headquarter ya hii kaunti. Kuna shida na nini ataelezea vizuri, but pia kuna shida na SHA. Wanasema hapa general, hapa hospitali watu wamelipa SHA mwaka mzima, akienda pale unakaa pale na mgonjwa, system haijafunguka. Watu wengi wanateseka sababu ya SHA hapa Uasin Gishu. Tumesikia unemployment, na unemployment iko Kenya mzima. Vijana wadogo wanalia kabisa, wako na certificates lakini hakuna kazi. Watu wa bodaboda wale tumekuwa nao kwa mkutano wanasumbuliwa sana na county government. Hata kama wameshakata zile liseni wanafaa wakate, lakini bado county government inawasumbua.
Tumekuwa sokoni kwa muda, lakini tangu serikali hii ichukue usukani, especially serikali ya county, imehangaisha wamama zaidi. Soko walitubomolea, wametupatia manafasi kidogo kidogo, unalipia senti kidogo, askari wa county wanakuja wanawafurusha, wanaenda na mizigo zenyu. Pesa nyingi tunapata kwa loan. So unabaki umechukua loan lakini hauna mzigo na hauna pesa, utalipaje hizi loan? Walituahidi ya kwamba serikali kichukua tutakuwa na pesa mfukoni. Instead wametufilisisha kabisa, tumekuisha.
Sisi president alituambia watoto waende shule awe na uniform wala school fees, hata bila viatu waende. Ukipeleka mtoto shule wanakuambia kuja na Ruto mwenye aliwatuma mtoto akuja asome. Kama una Ruto na pesa cash kwa mkono, mrudi nyumbani. Tunaumia na panda ya hospitali. Bila SHA mgonjwa wako anakufia kwa lining kwa waiting.
Hata kuna watoto wanaenda shule kama bado wanatumia hizo madawa za kulevya, na tungependa sana at least tujue vile hizo madawa zitaweza kuondolewa, kwa sababu hii dawa unapata mwenye anauza, mwenye ana supply ni mtu mkubwa kwa serikali, lakini nikipatikana ni mimi common raia mwenye napatikana anauza na shikwa haraka, lakini huyu haizi shikwa, atapatana tu hongo hapo kwa askari hapo na maneno itaisha.
It's time for a short commercial breather, but don't go far, we're coming back.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini. Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Civil society groups, matatu operators and coastal residents have issued a 14-day ultimatum to the government and the Kenya National Highway Authority to fast-track the construction of Mombasa-Malindi Road, which has now stalled. They have referred to the road as critical in supporting movement of people, goods, tourism and support investment. Hence, the delay continues to affect the region's economic.
Barabara hii inavunja magari mabaya sana na kisha inaleta pia security. Maana kuna mashimo, mtu anaweza kupeleka gari usiku hivi mpaka pige breki kwa kuyaninio, na sasa hapo wahalifu wanavamia ile magari.
Na tuna emphasize na nguvu tarehe 18 mwezi huu wa 5 tutafunga barabara pale Mtwapa Bridge. Urauke na mapema wewe, toka swala maana ikifika saa 11 asubuhi tuko pale, tutafunga. Na lazima kieleweke, Kena lazima wajibike. Hatubembelezi tena, tosha, tumechoka. Watu wanakufa barabarani, ambulance haziwezi kimbia, moto ukitoka zile fire haziwezi kimbia, magari yanaharibika, maboga yanaharibika njiani. Ni dhiki moja kwa moja, na ni upande wa pwani peke yake. Kwa nini inachukua over 8 years barabara kipande kidogo?
Kwa hivyo hii kitu hapo ni institutional problem iko hapo kwa hii shida. Kwa sababu kabla barabara ianze, land lazima iwe acquired kwanza, pili watu wakuwe compensated. Compensation inakuja mara mbili. PAPs, those are project affected persons. They are not land owners. Watu wanafanya biashara. Ukienda pale chini utapata PAPs, most of them hawajalipwa. Ndio maana hii project imesimama. Na sio kuwa pesa haijatoka. So we hold National Lands Commission na serikali accountable kwa hii project huwa haijasonga mbele.
Kwa nini huku pwani barabara ambayo imepita county 2, barabara ambayo imepita sub county 3, Kilifi South, Kisauni constituency, Nyali constituency, kwani haya maeneo hakuna wabunge ambao wamepatiwa mandate na katiba kwenda kupeleka malalamishi kule bungeni na kusema ya kwamba Kenha hawafanyi kazi yao? Hawa magavana wa Mombasa na Kilifi, kwani hawaoni kuwa wananchi wa hizi county wanateseka?
8 years for 13 kilometers. This is not delay. This is institutional failure. What this means is that this pattern is clear. The coast region is being systematically deprioritized. The national infrastructure planning is selectively implemented. Public resources are being deployed without urgency or accountability where it matters most. This raises serious constitutional concerns.
Machakos FKF branch has kicked off an initiative for scouting, talent search and creation of a Machakos All-Stars FC for both men and women. The talent search has kicked off in Masinga sub-county, where players came for the scouting event at the Masinga Stadium, where 30 players were picked to represent Masinga All-Stars as the event moves to Yatta, Mwala, Kangundo, Kathiani, Machakos, Mavoko, Matungulu and Kalama sub-counties.
Leo nimekuja hapa kuangalia baada ya miezi kama 3 au 6 uzapata kuna central defender ambao wametoka kwa sub county hapa kwa hapa Masinga. Ukiangalia Yatta wakisema tutapata pia national team ya huko. Wakikuja pamoja na tafuta the best. Ndio mtu asiseme hawakupata fursa ama wakati wa kucheza. So ni tournament ambao iko na structure, ni tournament ambayo inajua from hapa what tunafai kukua ni nini. So naweza sema captain anafanya kitu ya maana sana. Pia wale makocha ambao wamekuwa selected ambao ni scouts ambao wamefundishwa na the current federation which is unique again, kuscout vijana. Si kuscout kwa sababu tu ya kuscout. Kuna kuscout na kuna attribute. Huyu mchezaji unamchukua kwa nini? Nafikiri ni timu ambayo itakuwa ni nzuri sana. Nafikiri pia ni watu wengi sana watataka kuiba hii kitu ambayo inaendelea hapa Machakos. So Chairman Nur, I think well done, kudos. Sisi tuko hapa kama the formers ni kuja kupatia tu vijana wadogo mwelekeo ambao wanaweza kupata fursa ya kucheza vizuri.
Tumeanza na Masinga sub county, next tunaenda Yatta, then tunaenda Mwala. After that tuna combine Yatta, Mwala na Yatta, Masinga na Mwala, we get the best from these 3 sub county. After that tunaenda Matungulu, Kangundo, then Kathiani. Then tukipata the best tuna mix yo sub county 3, tunapata the best of the best. Then tunaenda Machakos, Kalama na Mavoko. Every step ile tunafanya, every sub county tunafanya Machakos county yote.
Ni mara ya kwanza kitu kama hichi kufanyika huko mashinani, na tunashukuru wale ambao wameweza kupanga jambo hili. Ni la maana sana jifanyika tena, na tunashukuru iendelee hivyo hivyo, na sisitiza pia wale ambao wanataka kufa moyo kwa sababu waoni talents zikikuzwa, waendelee kufanya bidii, waendelee kutrain, kwa sababu kama leo opportunity imeonekana na imeweza kuwa vyema kutoka asubuhi.
Na tumefeel poa, manake hatujakuwa tukikuza talanta zetu, lakini tuna matumaini kuwa talanta zetu na wengine wetu wataibuka na kukuza talanta zao, na pia kuimbuka na kuwa our champions in Ukambani.
We've come to the end of this program. Many thanks for your time, and thank you to the team behind the scenes for making it a success. I am Daisy Paul. Lorraine Wamboy is our sign language interpreter. On behalf of the entire team, we wish you a good night.